The question of whether UK media can be trusted to report fairly on Nigel Farage and Reform UK is complex, and the evidence suggests a paradox. Despite concerns about right-leaning bias in media ownership and editorial framing, Farage and Reform UK have received disproportionate coverage compared to other smaller parties, but not always in a way that's uniformly flattering or balanced. Disproportionate exposure, not always favourable. A study from Loughborough University found that during the 2024 general election, Farage was the third most covered politician in the UK, despite Reform UK having no prior parliamentary presence and winning just 5 seats. This level of exposure eclipsed parties like the Liberal Democrats and Greens, even though they gained more seats. Reform UK received roughly 12% of all leader-focused coverage, raising questions about editorial priorities and newsworthiness. BBC and mainstream coverage, platform versus scrutiny. Farage's frequent appearances on flagship BBC programmes like Question Time, Panorama and Sunday with Laura Quensberg have drawn criticism. Some argue that the BBC is more comfortable platforming anti-establishment figures from the right than the left, reflecting a broader drift in the political spectrum of mainstream media. However, others defend the coverage as proportionate to Reform's rising poll numbers and public interest. Bias in framing, not just airtime. While airtime is one metric, the tone and framing of coverage matter just as much. Critics argue that Farage is often treated with less journalistic rigour than left-leaning figures, with interviews and features sometimes lacking robust challenge. This can lend legitimacy to populist narratives without sufficient scrutiny. Ownership and editorial leanings. It's true that many UK media outlets are owned or influenced by individuals and boards with right-leaning views. This can shape editorial decisions, story selection, and framing. However, the media landscape is not monolithic. Left-leaning outlets like The Guardian and The Mirror offer counterpoints, though they often have smaller reach compared to tabloids and broadcast giants. Bottom line, the UK media does provide extensive coverage of Farage and Reform UK, but whether that coverage is fair and honest depends on the outlet, the framing, and the viewer's expectations. The public should remain critical, seek diverse sources, and be aware of how editorial bias, left or right, can shape perception as much as facts.